Well, he may as well have been.
Or live
there's
on
an
YouTube.
extended stay hotel right behind me in the woods.
Oh my God! Extended stay hotel.
Holy shit! Tents, it's just tent city back there.
No, it really was. It was interesting.
Garbage.
He's like, "Hey, do you know where this is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can see where you're at. Come over." So we ended up getting pretty trashed and did a couple of podcasts that I don't even think they aired. He got
Yeah, those are the ones that you
I got one of those.
keep in the file. Yeah, I had a whole cache of those before I even started this show. I tried to listen to them. I was like, I gotta get rid of these. Yeah, cache. You like that?
I got one that ends with
You mean a
Juggy.
cash?
That ends with Juggy puking. That someday we hope to release. He refuses to release it right now.
So, Tony, last time you were on the show, the day before you were getting married. Now that you've been married a couple months, how's it going so far, dude?
Oh, I already got divorced. Yeah.
Fucking right.
Nice.
Now,
Ski Mask Collective was the show that was keeping it all together. So fuck that. No, it's no, everything's going pretty well. About 5 months now.
I remember that. I felt very special that you would come on my program the day before getting married.
Yeah, because I had to write my vows, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to write the vows. I'm going to do a podcast for about 2 hours, and then
it's so perfect. That's one of my favorite episodes. Is we were just talking dating sites and everything you don't do leading up to marriage, and so I guess so far it seems to be going well. Who knows?
Yeah, no, what was it, about a month ago? We had these people who live in our complex that we're kind of friendly with, and it's a boyfriend and girlfriend. And the girl, they invited us up to their apartment, and she wanted to drink wine and do arts and crafts. My wife is like, no, I'd rather drink whiskey, listen to music, and watch college football right now. But yeah, I guess I'll do it. And she was fucking miserable. And I'm like, see, this is why I married the right woman. And didn't want to deal with the making little decorative tie-dye coasters. That's what was going on.
Or the live, laugh, love posters.
Yes, exactly. That's the question. That's always the question. Is there a live, laugh, love poster in your house?
There we go. No, so what was that in my fucking audio? Just cut out.
It's okay.
For a second.
Is there a live, laugh, love poster anywhere in your residence?
Not in my place, no.
Okay. All right.
That's where the problem is when you date an Alex Engelbert or a girl of the equivalent. They have those, whether it's on the foot or across the chest.
Yes, I always see them at the top of the shoulder.
Rib cage is third place. Yep.
I have a rib cage tattoo.
You do?
Does it live, laugh, love?
Yep. That's
exactly just Wolverine's fangs.
Can
somebody confirm that?
Gay like Elvis.
Elvis isn't gay, dude. Show.
Elvis is gay, dude. Tony, what do you think?
Excuse me.
Elvis Presley, the white tights, the records. He had to have been gay, right?
Oh, I think they all were gay. They all had to suck somebody off, or they get bent over, get fucked in the ass for somebody just to get to that level. I mean, that's what it was.
There you have it. Elvis was gay.
Like in those days where you actually had guys like Chuck Connors from The Rifleman, who was appearing in stag films, and Desi Arnaz was bisexual. You're hearing all these stories that came out. Sir Laurence Olivier. So, like, yeah, do I think Elvis in the white clothes and the shoes and, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably how he died.
That's just style, Tony. Come on, man.
Well, my argument is like he was getting so much pussy thrown at him that like eventually just wanted to try a cock. You know, he like probably got bored of it. You know,
yeah,
like,
I think if he was out there, I think if he was gay at any point, it would be later in life. I think the early
he died, so he didn't get
turned
to that
into
point.
a bear.
You know, that's a true story that happened with David Bowie and Mick Jagger, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They were in bed together, and I think it was Bowie's ex-wife, not the black one, one of the ex-wives who walked in on them, and it's because you have so much pussy thrown at you. It's like, oh, maybe I'll try a cock or six.
Yes,
right? It happened to Magic Johnson.
Involved.
Yep, drugs.
Yep.
Fair point.
He ripped through all the pussy.
That's what happened with Prince too, right? That Prince, that he also got so much pussy that he was experimenting, and he died of the fentanyl overdose. But there's where's Prince from? And he's from Minnesota, the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Not far from there is the Mayo Clinic. So there's a lot of rumors about Prince that there wasn't just a fentanyl overdose that he died of. So
interesting. You think Eazy-E, same thing? AIDS from getting too much pussy, and he fucked a tranny.
I think Eazy-E was just gay, dude. Just listen to that voice a little bit. You could just, imagine him being gay.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's like it's like with Magic Johnson is that here's the rumor I heard with Magic is that he wasn't gay, but a lot of them. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let me clarify that they all liked the trannies back in those days, And like Eddie Murphy, remember he got caught with giving a tranny the ride home. And I think so. What Jerry Buss, the owner of the Lakers, didn't want in the '80s the Showtime Lakers to going out into LA and going to the clubs and bar hopping. So he had them come to the Fabulous Forum over in Inglewood and just bring the girls to them. And some of them may have been girls, some of them may have been quote unquote girls.
Ooh.
And I have a feeling, and the rumor was that Magic got caught up in a lot of that. Whether Eazy-E was a part of that,
He got fooled.
Not. He you know, he saw
A couple tricksters slipped through there.
I could see the appeal of dating a tranny. Like you get in a fight, you just punch him and not feel bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Mead always pretends he's dating trannies.
You never know until you get in there. But no, I can see it as a trend, you know, with some of these rock star guys. Like they eventually just see everything. They want to try something forbidden. You know what I mean? They want to put a dick in the mouth. That's fine. Yeah. You know, I'm just saying that's what happened to Elvis, Paul. Like that.
Here's what I'll say about Elvis, Ski. He was definitely a heterosexual. However, I have good word. He was a pedophile. He started dating this chick when she was 14, and then they got married.
But that was the style back then. That's what people did.
So he's definitely a pedophile.
Age didn't matter.
Age did not matter back then, dude. People were actually, you know, there wasn't cell phones. People weren't babied, you know, like a 14-year-old was a lot more mature than they are nowadays. Like now it's forbidden. You know what I mean? Like they're out farming.
Dude, I disagree 100%. I think it's the other way around. I mean,
no, they're out working the fields.
Yeah, what do you mean? They were probably like the whole family probably attended the fucking wedding, dude. No problem. There wasn't any words said. But sucking a cock was forbidden.
They were dying at 30.
Yeah. You suck one dick, you're a fag for life, dude.
Exactly, Stancil. They were dying at 30, dude. You only had so much time.
This is like the 50s and like, what are you talking about?
No, they're still dying. They were dying, I tell you.
Fucking 2000 BC. Like,
nope, they were dying. They had to pay 14-year-olds because they were dying early. That's why they had to do it. It was a fact of life. And
Elvis died in his 40s.
It's how we perpetuated the human race, okay? Banging 14-year-olds. The only way to do it.
So he wasn't gay, but he was a pedophile. So he's... Whatever, it's fuck Elvis. I don't like any of his songs. I just knew he wasn't gay. That's my hard stance on that.
You don't like any of his songs, even Jailhouse Rock? You didn't listen to that?
I guess Hound Dog's kind of a jam, right? Yeah. Is that what the name of it is?
Yeah, because he's a real hound dog.
That's a good one. That's about getting 14-year-old pussy,
I like the Bill on Capitol Hill song he does.
Jailhouse Rock is just
Schoolhouse Rock. No.
Yes.
Jailhouse Rock.
Isn't it true that Jerry Lee Lewis, that all of his songs were about either raping women or something? Like Great Balls of Fire was actually about his testicles.
Yeah, it was about
he got into the wrong snatch.
Syphilis or gonorrhea.
Yeah.
And then he like murdered one of his wives or something. Yeah, it's a real creepy story.
Yeah.
Of course, she was like 13.
So.
Ted Nugent married a woman who was like 14. Yeah, it's
Cat Scratch Fever is about underage chicks, I think.
Well, that's also another thing. Were those guys hitting so many chicks that were experienced that eventually they're like, you know what? I want one that's not.
Donald's is preparing my order.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying what happened, Paul. That's what I'm saying.
No, I was shaking my head at Jim saying McDonald's is preparing my order.
Oh yeah, I had McDonald's on the way here.
Scheduled delivery, baby.
Oh, you pig.
Fat fuck.
It's all right.
They sent me that message. I couldn't resist. What am I supposed to do? A message popped up on my screen that McDonald's, you want it.
Yeah. Tony, do you eat McDonald's? You're a fan?
Yeah, absolutely. I eat too much garbage food.
Yeah.
I eat like Trump does. I just don't golf as much.
It's too easy not to eat the garbage food, though.
Oh, yeah. I have a Dairy Queen down my street that I just walk down there, just get a Blizzard, and I eat it by the time I get home.
You get the steak fingers?
Oh, yeah. Get
the best thing on the menu, dude. Get to get the 9-piece steak finger basket. Make sure they're hot and fresh.
I've started to eat.
I eat garbage. I mean, I got to wake up at the crack of dawn, so I'm just going to have a little bit of this Chardonnay here.
Yeah, I see that. Why don't you hold it like why don't you put your hand underneath it and cup it a little bit?
Do you have early court proceedings tomorrow?
No, just work. Yeah, no. I got a couple of wallets I need to take care of.
Oh, okay. You're making the rounds like OJ's lawyer back in the day.
I know, dude. I just happened to book you last week. I didn't even foresee this coming, obviously, but you just happened to do MLC right before this because of some news that broke over the weekend. So it's funny. We were like, dude, did you know he was going to be on MLC? I'm like, no idea. It was just like, we haven't had him on in a while. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got a text about what time we taped? About 2:30. So I got a text about 1:45. Say, hey, you want to do today? And I said, yeah,
of course.
I can do that. And I'm like, I'm doing ski mask at 7 o'clock tonight, so why not?
There
Well,
you go.
as Chad Anthony Zumach's legal counsel, what would you folks like to know?
Well, would
Well,
you like? Go ahead, Ski. Sorry.
all right. So he put. I know we put a tweet out about the hiking trail. All right. Now, look, the only thing that gets me with a hiking trail is Chad's weight. Is he out hiking? That's the only thing I have to say. I'm a fan.
Ski, can you explain that for the people that don't know? What do you mean by the hiking trail? Tweet.
Oh, all right. Well, look, he found a wallet while hiking a trail, picked the wallet up, just happened to have it on him, which probably held another ID, and then probably got pulled over drinking and driving. But instead of getting that charge, they charge him with 35 counts of some stolen wallets and shit like that, which is easy to do with somebody with out of state plates.
So, Pinky, if you pick up a wallet and you're planning on returning it, you just find it in the wilderness.
I'm only checking for cash. That's all I'm doing. And if there's no cash, I'm setting the wallet back down.
I'm just saying, let's play fucking devil's advocate here.
All right.
You pick up the wallet in the forest. You're walking around. The cops arrest you. How do you get charged with 35 counts of credit card fraud?
Because he was probably drunk and belligerent, being an asshole, and then the cops are going to slap him with whatever at that point.
The counts, the counts are just for each time you use it. It's a charge.
Yeah,
probably just
that's what I'm saying. He used
proceed.
it to buy things.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't just have it on his person, and this isn't just some.
Well, I'm saying a story that he said. Like, I don't know what happened, oversight, but I'm saying as his official word, because on In Hot Water, all I said was 35 counts. They had to have been trailing him to charge him with that, especially since the date of the offense says October 25th. That's the day that they knew that he had spent it, so they were probably waiting around till he would do it again, and that happened.
He
later
said on MLC he was helping somebody out, so maybe went to buy stuff for.
Dude.
Maybe he went to the grocery store 35 times for someone.
Yeah,
bought some cookies. Yeah. No, I'll say this: I support whatever, all the bullshit. I don't. Whatever.
Do you, Jim?
Guilty really? Or not? He hates you. I speak for myself. I'm a mercenary. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Me and Chad are friendly now.
Like bullshit aside,
we've had our beefs in the past, but I know dealing with these fucking cops is a pain in the ass, and it's a fucking headache. So when he says 20 grand, it fucking sucks. I had to deal with this shit today.
Let me finish. I find it hard to believe that they charge you without any proof of using it. Like
that's correct.
There
has
to be
this be a pro Chad, free Chad podcast, not happening on Ski Mask Collective.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish. Where I was going is from what Mead said, you also don't get 35 charges for nothing.
That's what I fucking said.
But at the same time, you can't. Whatever. I wish him luck. I support free Chad. Sorry, Paul. But also, if you're going to be a troll, you got to. This is what's going to happen.
Lock him up.
Oh my God, we should get lock him up t-shirts. We get lock him up t-shirts.
Yeah,
dude. I'll tell you this much, dude. I not even my buddy, just some kid I knew in Arizona got 2 counts of credit card fraud and did almost 2 years.
My buddy got
county prison.
My buddy got a fraud charge. He got slapped with 16 years and only did 8. That's actually neck tattoo. That's what he got charged with.
Yeah, Florida's not a very liberal, light sentencing state either. They're more of a Texas or an Arizona.
Yeah. So it's a
he's
Texas
probably
style.
fucked. I don't think this is just some misunderstanding. He'll get 35 counts of credit.
Said he's innocent. Said he maintains innocent on MLC.
Well, there's gonna be a security camera or some kind of actual.
Did you see him in his mugshot? Just look at the fucking guy.
Yeah, he was. Dude, you see my mugshot when I got arrested?
You looked handsome.
Brutal. No, that was the second one. That was after
half your blood was alcohol, and you looked like a fucking Tommy Hilfiger model kid.
No. That was the second one. The first one looked like a daredevil, bro. It was
I'm thinking of the second one. We'll figure out.
I started fighting the cops.
Chad looked like a true Floridian.
Excuse me, pardon me. We're filibustering. Tony Hancock, you have the floor as a defense for Chad. What do you got?
Well, he told me the story, and I don't want to implicate him even more based on whatever was said on MLC or anything out there. I don't want him, I don't want to say things that I know that could really get him.
So don't. Right. Just say what you can say.
You in trouble.
Here's what I will say is that Ski Mask is pretty close to what was going on, like what actually happened. There's a lot of it that has kind of gone into this situation that here's the problem is that Chad's kind of in a situation where it's wrong place at the wrong time. And when I say wrong time, not just but like 2020 and coronavirus and stuff.
Just like 35 times.
It's like have you guys yeah, exactly.
The wrong place 35 times. The wrong place, the wrong 35 times.
I'm noticing more cops on the roads. Like I live off a street that has a couple of restaurants, and I'm noticing like 3 cops like almost every mile of trying to pull over DUI.
I've noticed that here too.
Tony,
they're just really trying to get you with 35 charges of credit card fraud, trying to get those stop sign tickets.
Tony is saying, like, what Tony's trying to say is that the cops are out right now, and if they're going to get you, they're going to get you with everything they can.
Yeah,
like they're not going to give you anything light. They're not going to let you off the hook.
Yeah, they're not going to get you on credit card fraud. That's like being.
I know,
dude,
but if you get caught with what? Look, if you get one charge, they're going to look up anyway, dude. The laws that are written around these certain things are so fucking long and so many workarounds that they can write it. And then, like fucking Texas, Florida could be a little bit corrupt too. They're going to fuck you either way.
35 charges.
You're not getting out. My case got destroyed.
Pinky, you were pulled over and shit-faced. That's like open and shut.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not, because I didn't blow.
Well, whatever. You know what I mean?
There was no fucking evidence. Blood was taken.
All right, you get what I'm saying. It's more cut and dry than 35 counts of credit card fraud.
You don't know. You don't know that though.
I don't know, man.
How do you like the thing is, like, what was listed on the site may not be true. They may have to be trying to cover their ass. You never know.
Wasn't it the sheriff's fucking website?
Yeah, exactly. It happens all the fucking time.
It's the county. Whether the county's charges were bullshit or not, that's what they charged him with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Yeah, that's what he's charged with.
So legally, factually, that's what he's facing.
Yeah,
I would assume so. No.
Yeah, no. Legally, that's
like that's being like, dude. I didn't. She might have been 12 years old, but it's quarantine. There was a lot of cops out. They were just trying to jam me up for anything they could. You know what I mean? It's not like you got a speeding ticket or.
But that's cut and dry. That's cut and dry because they just check ID. They're like, oh, she's 12.
Well, good news
is they just check his pockets and they go, oh, this isn't your fucking wallet. And
good news is
charged with it.
His GoFundMe is up to $35.
35? Oh, you got to do Patreons too, dude. I might have to go fucking steal some fucking wallets and get the Patreon numbers up.
Yeah, donate to the page.
Patreon.com/UMass
Collective.
And the one thing that Kevin mentioned earlier was that the problem is that Chad's been arrested before, and it's been from DUI, and it's been from another.
So he's an easy target when you get arrested, like a pull.
Dude, I understand. I'm saying 35 charges. That's like being arrested for 20 counts of something, and just being like, listen, he fucking has a record, so they just gave him this free. I don't know. It just doesn't add up. Am I the only one in here? Mead, your thoughts?
No. Sorry,
Jim.
I think
go ahead, Mead. That's I want to hear.
They're automatic. If you get one charge, they're automatically going to slap you with the rest of them if somebody else was using the credit card. I mean, if they have evidence of one thing happening, they really can't prove. I could see them dropping 34 of those charges
exactly,
and just trying to stick him with all of them at the same time. But
he could have used the card once, but somebody else used it
until you have more evidence, like him at a fucking Citgo fucking swiping for beer or something.
I'm sure there will be, because where do you use a credit card that there's not a camera?
Good luck. The cameras hardly ever fucking work, dude.
True. That's true.
I've gotten robbed twice, and out of the 15 cameras at both places, none of them worked.
I mean, it is damning, Fens, but at the same time, you got to wait until something comes out.
Oh, dude, I believe in our justice, process. Excuse me. I will say that. But
shout out Kamala Harris.
Shout out Kamala. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Thanks for putting all those black people
Madam Vice President. Madam Vice President, I believe in the due process, innocent until proven guilty. So I'll let it. I'm just saying it's pretty fucking damning, dude. It doesn't look good.
So
go ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say, let's say that. So if there's a wallet and it has these credit cards, and credit cards are getting swiped, and it's 35 times a credit card gets swiped. Now they would have to. That has a timestamp, and that should be okay. This was at a Wawa, in Clearwater, Florida. And then this card was swiped over at somewhere in St. Petersburg and everything. They should say, look, we're going through an investigation. Can we look at the tapes that are happening here? And if there's no evidence that he was the one that was doing it, I don't know how you can just process that. It would almost be that they would just try to fuck him on legal, like court costs and lawyer fees and stuff, and then just let him go. He basically has to pay for his innocence.
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think there's a lot. I'll go fucking Alex Jones with it. They're not, because of COVID, they're not getting as much revenue from arrests and and court fees and shit like that. So they're sticking people with anything they can at this point. There's no people out driving drunk. They don't get DUI money. I don't know. Maybe that's
still Florida.
A lot of times too, the courts are getting canceled because they're not holding people in a room together. So
what if they're online
charges thrown out?
What if they're online charges? Like he's not actually swiping it at a store.
Or like buying Twitter followers?
Yeah.
Tony, your thoughts?
Wouldn't they find like the IP address?
Yeah.
That would be like
there's ways to prove it no matter what. So
he could have a VPN, but yeah, he swiped this and got those Twitter followers at whatever time. Shout out Chrissy Maya for detective work.
Damn, that was
quick.
Yeah, listen, you can't be a self-proclaimed master troll and then get mad when McCarthy and Chrissy Mayer, who you made enemies,
you can't get mad when someone makes fun of you so bad that you threaten to call CPS on them online if you're a master troll. Would you agree, Jim?
I would agree.
I'm willing to wait until there's evidence.
Yeah, he's guilty. Lock him up.
I'm in between. I do agree. I feel like if it was truly a cut and dry accident, there wouldn't be all. But there's smoke. There's some fire.
There's smoke.
There's a little bit of fire, ladies and gentlemen.
Next case.
His DUI arrest, which was about 8 years ago, was pretty high profile in Cleveland because he was on the radio and it was a pretty popular afternoon show he was the co-host of. And
what was it called, Tony?
It was the Alan Cox Show. And he was a part of it. And he was doing a lot where he was wearing sweater vests all the time. And he was doing.
So he's always been gay and like tried to do some kind of shit because he's not actually funny.
He was one half of the cover band. I Can't Believe It's Not Hall & Oates.
Oh my fucking god! Do you have great, Tony? Thank you for coming on. I needed these tidbits.
So I'm gonna be honest. I told him this is that when he was on the radio, I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him at first, but when I got to know him personally, because he had a thing where he was running for mayor of a suburb outside of Cleveland, and he was doing this whole campaign and had T-shirts and bumper stickers and everything, and I'm just like, oh god, this is hack. This is whatever. And then as I got to know him personally, him and I became really good friends over the past probably maybe 6-7 years. Like I would see him in a strip club and he's shit-faced and I'm shit-faced. I'm like, hey, it's Zumach, it's Z-Man, Kent, Ohio. And then it just came, and like now I've gotten to really know him. Chad's a good guy. I mean, he has his problems, and the problems, unfortunately, are more public than a lot of other people's problems.
Yeah, I mean, but like Kevin was saying too, like the fact that he started beefs with certain people in his past probably has a lot to do with the reason with how fast the news was released. Like people are out there checking the websites, like to see who's been arrested in Tampa.
You know what a lot of that is
who broke this?
Yeah,
who broke the story?
That I don't know. And the one thing is Chad and I kind of come from that same cloth, and I think all of you guys as well. The
white trash.
I always look at the
all of us. I'm saying that. Yeah, every one of us.
Like the Opie and Anthony world and all the offshoots that have come from that. So you have Bill Burr's podcast and Florentine and everybody who's Rich and Bonnie, and then the offshoots of the offshoots. That's where Kevin Brennan came on, and that's where you guys are here. Is that we came from the world where it wasn't just a radio show, it was a mindset. It was you were going to war. So if you were up against a comedian or another radio show, a radio host, a radio station, you went to war with them and you said all this shit, anything you can do to try and destroy them. And that's where he and I came from, kind of that same cloth, hence why I have 3,000 followers and I haven't progressed anywhere in my radio. I am currently in the 85th radio market in the country because nobody else wants to hire me because my Twitter tirades and everything. But that's what it is that when you start fighting with people and you don't play the game, that's when it'll come back and bite you. And when you piss off the wrong people, that's you're going to get the Chrissies and the Bryans to come after you, and or to the point where you get Patton Oswalt and Bert Kreischer going after you as well.
Patton Oswalt was the only thing he's ever done that's been entertaining or funny, in my opinion. Was him calling Patton
actually say something? Sorry, Paul.
He's the one who tweeted it that I saw. He's the one.
It wasn't wasn't the fake Brian P. McCarthy that we know.
It was the real
Lip
Brian.
Sweat 69.
Lip Sweat 69.
He said, "Fuck, what was it? It was something like couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. At least he's not homeless now." And it was just the screenshot of his rap sheet, like with his mugshot. That's where I saw it when I woke up the other day.
I like how it's the first tweet ever that Brian put out. It didn't have 1,000 misspellings and stuff. It was like,
he didn't.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
No. Ski, let me stop you there. He said could have instead of could have.
He had his tweet it.
Could have happened to a nicer guy, something like that. It was funny. I remember reading it.
Breaking news. Like, he calls his aide. Can you put this out for me right now? Like immediately.
Who's his aide? Adam? His wife?
Yeah, exactly.
His hospice.
Yeah. The nurse that wipes his ass.
Tattoo artist.
True. He's got a lot of tats, man.
I don't know what's going on with that guy. Tony, what do you got going on?
I almost feel bad for Brian.
Do you really?
I feel terrible for Brian too, Tony.
I say this because I'm really shocked by now he hasn't committed suicide.
Yeah.
He's doing all the steps leading up to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Brian really has no talent. He's a guy who sold drugs and came from a broken home.
Yeah,
who ended up being basically a pornographer. And then he charmed his way with his regalia of stories of doing drugs and fucking a tranny in the ass and
writing Dos Equis commercials.
Yeah, the Dos Equis commercials.
That's how he acquired his fortune.
To the point where he charmed Eddie Ifft and Jim Jeffries, and that's how he got involved with this whole situation. So he really should be kissing Kevin's ass and his feet. After all this, the only reason he has any audience at all from this, because otherwise he's a blind, drunken 49-year-old failure for the most part. And to be, I met Brian one time.
Rack me.
Cut it, clip it, tweet it. Yeah, no. Yeah. So he came out to unblock Chad just to put that tweet out, right? Did he block him afterwards again?
That I don't know. No, I don't know.
He's the only person who blocks Chad first.
He definitely did it. He definitely did it half naked, shaking in a nightgown, though.
Yeah.
He's calling all his friends who don't know anything about the show. It's like, guess what? Guess what happened?
All his gay friends from the dog park.
He's like, Chad Zumach got arrested. All his fucking yuppie buddies like, oh.
He's down at the yacht club.
I don't know. I listened to his show the other week. He's just friends with gay guys with 70-year-old gay guys from a dog park now. I'm not listen to his show.
I'd listen to that.
It's really sad what's happened to Brian, man. Like I do feel bad for him. He was the best co-host, fucking head and shoulders on MLC.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tony? You're an OG MLC guy.
Tony, he may be talentless, like you said, and I get where you're coming from, and he does owe Kevin, and he does chum his way in. But something about him, whether he was like a jester or like a punching bag, he was but he was the best in that spot.
Nobody got him riled up.
I'm not saying he's a comedic genius or he's fucking talented. He's just any other. Something about him was fucking magic.
I mean, he would put lines out there that were so ridiculous that I would laugh out loud. Like when I heard that, I was like, "Geez."
He was Kevin's best co-host by far because Jimmy was just.
Jimmy was number 2. He was great. He was number 2.
And
he is number 2.
Lenny is basically what anyone who's guesting with Kevin is nowadays. It's just he's there.
Lenny was the worst one by far. Like I got into it after Lenny left. The video of Jimmy almost swinging on Kevin was what got me into his podcast. So I had to re-listen to Lenny's afterwards. Go back.
Yeah, I got into Lenny. The first time I listened to MLC is I heard Florentine mention it, and Chad told me, you got to hear Kevin Brennan's podcast. And it was the day where Horace and Pete got released. And Kevin's $31. Horace and Pete, and it says $31 to Louis C.K. He's like, I was spending my fucking money heading over to Louis C.K. He's a friend of mine. He's going on. I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to like this podcast. But when Brian came on, it added that element of Kevin started getting really annoyed, and that's why he would listen, to the point where Kevin almost accepted it and was almost, it was like, this is the show now. And it actually was, I got to say, I really enjoyed, I couldn't wait to hear the puns, because then you would just go, is Kevin going to say, you're a fucking retard. I don't want to hear it. No, just cut that N-words mic. And, all that.
Right there with you, Tony. Totally agree.
The best is I got a chance to meet Brian I went to Burning Bridges one time about 2 years ago, and I guess Brian was drunk, but I've never seen him drink. What was Brian like as a drinker?
That's what I want. I wanted to ask you that, Tony. What because I have a conspiracy about that. He lies so much. I don't even know. I really don't know, looking back, if he was ever really that drunk. I think he had 1 to 3 drinks before the show and just over embellish it all the time.
I think he did.
You think I'm wrong, or do you think he really drank that much? I know he went to rehab, but
I think he was a quick drunk. I think he's one of those guys who he smells alcohol and he's on the floor.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. And to be honest, I've seen that with Chad too. I've been out with Chad. We actually, it's funny. The day of the Lenny fight with Kevin, Chad and I were doing a stand-up gig outside of Cleveland, and I saw Chad drink two drinks and maybe a shot, and was just like he couldn't keep his head up at that time. Some people are just they're alcoholics, but it's not because they drink too much. It's that it hits them quick. And maybe Brian was one of those guys that he would drink his his Pinot Grigio and would be on the ass in about 2 minutes.
I know 2 people like that. My uncle's like that. He'll have 2 or 3 beers. He's fucking finished.
God bless him.
Yeah. That would suck. It wouldn't take all the fun out of it. And then Yeah, Chalky too.
Take all the money out of it too, though.
Couple drinks, he's breaking down to McDonald's.
Yeah, but he'll keep going, Chuck. He gets drunk quick, but he'll keep going.
Oh, he'll keep going. All right.
That fight, Brian, was when he was screaming at Gino and Bill Schultz is I think the greatest moment on Compound Media history.
I've probably watched it 100 times. It's just
we'd all sign up for that. I think
we were watching it live. I think Stanza was too, and I thought he was going to have a heart attack. Like I was like, this guy's his heart's going to explode.
He got so red, dude. I'll never forget how fucking red.
I was laughing so fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say that's the only show that I ever hours before it would go live. I was looking forward to. Like I would get ready. I would like plan my day around the show. Like I'd be at work. I'd be like, all right, I gotta go hide out in the closet for this 1 hour.
Oh, for sure. I there was a couple of days I left work early and used PTO just to listen to Burning Bridges.
Dude, I would call
during some of those beefs and stuff. Yeah.
Most of my call-ins that you guys heard were from work. I'd be like,
me too.
Dude, I gotta fucking step outside, smoke a cigarette, and fucking call in right now.
I remember that you would say you were blasting a bowl in a truck, and you would call in.
Oh yeah, dude, I would be down the overflow lot. Wow, I said that on air. Sick.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I'd just be in a work truck down at the overflow lot, smoking weed and ripping cigarettes in a brand new vehicle.
That's like that with In Hot Water right now is that my wife works from home and I'm done with work for the day. So I'll put In Hot Water on the TV and of course it's just gay porn the whole time. Yeah. and my wife is she's on a conference, she's on a Zoom call and she just looks over and just mutes and says, "What the fuck are you listening to? What is this?" And I said, "It's In Hot Water." Like, "Oh, of course it is."
I'm a religious In Hot. I watch all the In Hot Waters. How do you feel about the gay porn influx the last month or two?
I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with it.
If they can't drop N-bombs anymore, I'm fine with the gay porn.
That's the new N-word, just playing gay porn.
Yeah.
Basically is. I do have to, I don't turn it off, but I do. Some of it I have to look away. The shitting stuff is a bit rough.
Now, but it's taking it.
And that's coming from a guy who takes pictures of his shit.
Yeah, I get them daily. Thanks, Jim.
I'm missing the Snapchats. I don't get them. I'm used to. I specifically didn't eat breakfast because I knew that a fucking shit snap was coming from him at some point. Just fucking disgusting soft serve.
You'll get one tomorrow. Now you're getting one tomorrow.
Oh, you're definitely getting one. He's got McDonald's on the way.
Yeah, he's gonna make these on the way.
She's gonna be blown out. Blow it out, Silk City. Where's my hot sauce? Blow it out your back.
Faggots. Ski was just on In Hot Water. How'd that go, bro?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
It was fun. Talk about fun. We brought a bottle of Jameson into the studio. It was wrapped like in a bag, and it was the first thing Gino put his eyes on. He grabbed it out of the bag, poured 5 shots for himself. I'm kidding. He passed him around the room, but he did take 5 shots right before we went on the air. And it was a wild time. It was a lot of fun.
What did Berg think about Gino's drinking?
He's not a fan of Gino drinking at all. He doesn't like it.
He's not.
And you could hear it at the end of In Hot Water. He's like, "All right, Alex, your job. You can't let Gino get drunk every night."
Yeah, I heard that.
Gino was like, "Yeah, we're going to hang out with Dombrowski afterwards." And then we straight to Sullivan's right after the show. Straight to Sullivan. We're there. He's like ordering shots. It was fun. It was. He's
a 52-year-old man who is living like he's perennially in college.
You know what I like about? He's never in a bad mood. Like I
know what he loves.
You know,
God bless him.
He's not an angry drunk by any means. He's the complete opposite.
I've never seen
violent,
him
but
in a
not
bad
angry.
mood. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know? But
I've seen him angry drunk once, and that was at Kevin's roast.
Of course
That
it
was
was.
because he was getting kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you guys probably told the story. What actually happened with the Stacy Pressman, Alex?
Sure,
with the
we were
whole
there.
incident?
Mead,
I
you
have
saw
no
it
idea.
firsthand. Mead, you saw it first. We were both there. I think I was out on the patio, but you were there, Mead.
Well, I think I think Gino was probably drunker than Ski when he got his DUI. Like his blood had to be half alcohol by the time he was on stage, and I think Alex was in the same predicament. And there's just bad blood between her and Keanu and Stacy, and it was and Angela too, right?
Shout out Angela.
Shout out to
Big
Angela,
fake,
but
big fake tits.
Alex does nothing to like calm situations.
No, they call her the hurricane for a reason.
Yeah, and she was blackout drunk. I think nobody was sober at that moment, so I think they all just got hammered and started squabbling. You know how those hens do. And then I think Alex fell off a stool at some point, and that's when management stepped in and tried to and made her leave, and then Gino got mad, and I don't know. That was a whole fucking mess. I was blackout drunk too, so I can't regale.
I think
the whole
Gino
story.
got mad because they told him to get his girlfriend out of there, and he got mad. They called her his girlfriend, and then they got mad because they got thrown.
Fuck you! She's just some slut, dude.
That's a fact.
Hey, my girlfriend.
Then she like swung it like Angela or Stacy.
Yeah, I missed the swing. There was apparently a swing, but I didn't see that part.
Was this before or after Chad bombed?
After.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I would rather see.
Should have been arrested for that.
Alex swinging hands on every woman in a club, or a Bob Levy fight. I mean, both are just top of the line.
Bob Levy fights are quick. Guy's got some strong quads.
Bob Levy can fucking throw down.
Kick the shit out of that guy.
Yeah,
is Bob drinking again?
Sure.
Was he not?
He just likes to sit on the bourbon.
Yeah, I think he was drinking at the Secret Show.
When I've been around Bob, it's his periods of time where he's being sober, where it's like, well, it's that California sober where he's still doing some prescription drugs, but it's not full. It's like
he handles it.
I'm not boozing right now. Oh, okay. All right. Well, more for me then.
Well, good for him to just like decide when he wants to drink, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm really tired of these comedians like, oh, no, I'm not drinking. I'm sober nowadays. I'm like, I want more drunk. Maybe I was born too late. Maybe I should have been born and grew up in the 80s.
No, I'm with you.
Comics like that. I'm sick of these. No, I'm not
Dean
drinking.
Martin days.
I've been sober for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the ones that do they count it and they use it in every joke. Like, I've been sober for 5 years now. It's like, you just stop counting. Like, nobody. This isn't a fucking parade. Just because you don't drink, like, you don't get a fucking trophy. Relax.
Who's a sober?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's a sober comedian you want to drink with?
Robert Kelly.
Landau.
I'd say Landau, Bobby Kelly. I'm trying to think who else is sober.
Norton, Voss.
Oh, you know who I would? I would drink with Mike Rainey. That's who I would want to drink with. He's sober. I'd
probably go with Voss. I think that he'd be an interesting drunk.
Well, that's a good one too.
You'd be headed straight to the hood,
right to the crack dealer, right?
Yeah,
to the
fucking getting a rock.
I have a feeling with Norton, I'd be getting my dick sucked, or I'm sucking somebody else off. So
Norton quit when I was like 3 years into drinking. Didn't he quit at like 16? Like, I don't want to drink with a kid who wants like Mike's Hard Lemonade or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's been sober. I think he said it's 33 years this year. So he's been sober my entire life.
How do you even count that long?
Yeah, that's
drink with
older
Artie.
than me, bro.
Yeah, same. Oh yeah, Artie Lang.
I want to go drinking with Artie.
Yeah, that's
fuck yeah, because you're gonna be up all night.
And I'm snorting
fuck yeah. Maybe days. I'll be up days.
Snorting fiberglass.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I was there in Pittsburgh the day that happened.
Yeah, that was a crazy story.
So I'll tell the story again. I went to go. So it's about 2 hours east of me, where I'm at is Pittsburgh, and he was at the Pittsburgh. Nice. I might have a few of those.
Eyebrow stuff.
He was in Pittsburgh performing at the Improv, and I'm like, well, I'll just make a day trip of it. I'd love to see Artie. And I always go to the second show because first show is very tight and, everyone gets their good jokes. They laugh, they get out, and they got to clear the tables. Second show goes a little later. People get drunk, people, whatever. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm there in between shows, get to the table, and I sit down, and my girlfriend at the time was checking in on like Foursquare or whatever the fuck it was at the time. And she looks and she wanted to tag Artie on it. And she's like, did you see this? So she shows me her phone, and Artie's apologizing, says, I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, I'll be better next time. And I'm like, oh, fuck, he overdosed. He did something. And I'm like, is this show still happening? They say, yeah, as far as we know. So Artie goes, so I'm like, this can't happen. We got to get our money back. They got to cancel the show. So lights go down, few comics go up, and then they're like, and from the Artie Lang show and Howard Stern and all this, it's Artie Lang. He's wearing a pair of dirty Adidas sweatpants. He's got his Yankee ball cap on backwards. He's not even shaving, everything. Pulls the microphone, starts mumbling old jokes that he did when he started.
Tony Curtis.
I would have loved the Tony Curtis story. He didn't even do that. He bombed for the first 20 minutes. Then he had one joke that went over. And the thing is, with an Artie audience, people are like, come on, Artie, we're here for you. We're waiting. They're a patient audience. They weren't booing. They weren't anything. They're just like, oh, come on, Artie. They paid $35.
We know you're funny. Let's hear something.
He gets two good lines off. People are like, all right, here he is. He's warming up, and then bombs again. And it just continues to the point where he starts singing, instead of cheers, he sings queers, where everybody knows you're gay, which is one of the first jokes.
That's a great bit.
And he's like, thank you. And I see two security guards run up because people want to get a selfie with him or autograph or anything. And two security guards pick him up, throw him in a car, and take him right away. I mean,
and his nose started bleeding, right? Tony, I remember you said
halfway through the show, his nose is bleeding. It's just
did he was just sniffing it up, or did he get a tissue?
No, he's bleeding on himself. He's
you thought his shoes were dirty. It was just dried blood.
No, he was bleeding. He was bleeding like a woman on her period wearing white pants. So
he fucking
it was so much. It was terrible. So then, and then he's told the story and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I was there for it. It was the worst.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, right, Tony? None of this sober bullshit. I want to see comics with their nose bleeding that can't finish sentences. That's the shows I want to go to.
It's chaos.
Right. Yeah, right. I want to see comics overdosing on stage. I want to see D.L. Hughley passing out. I want to see Artie's nose bleeding. And I want to see a guy who's going to die in a hotel after. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I want to see them die before 30, dude. That's how I like my
comics. Dude. Yeah. That's the biggest mistake I made. I didn't die before 30.
Yeah, you lived too long, dude.
Now I'm fucked.
It'll happen.
Yeah, won't you be John Belushi's age next year?
Me?
He is John Belushi, like with a shower.
I know.
Who, me?
No, you know. Stancil.
Oh, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
All of YouTube is down. Okay, that makes me feel better, Flat Cat.
Wait,
YouTube is down.
The live YouTube itself is down?
I tried looking at the live chat. It was just spinning, so I X'd out.
Yeah, all of YouTube is down? Is this a breaking story?
I thought it was a live stream, so I clicked record immediately, so we could put it out after.
Richard Kish says something's wrong with YouTube.
All right, cool. So it's not me.
Woo! No. Sounds like Tricoms.
Fuck something up.
Tricoms to me.
Yeah, that was like some Trump winning the election news came in, and the technocrats had to take down YouTube. And
is E-Rock running YouTube right now?
Yeah, Tony, what do you think of? You're a Compound guy. What do you think of the current state of Compound with Keith leaving and E-Rock? Just in general, do you have any strong feelings either way about Compound? Or
my big thing is they need to do way more promotion with Anthony. That he needs to be on Rogan twice a year at least.
Yeah.
And because a subscription model when they started in 2014 it seemed innovative, but there's going to be a little bit more free content. There has to be more podcasts posted for people who are not for people who can't subscribe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're posting like YouTube content and stuff, but they got to do a little bit more. I still love the network. I love what they're trying to do. But it is going to be interesting when Anthony moves and Dave's going to move with him. Aaron, I don't know. He's probably going to move out of the city. So I love the network. I just don't know where they go from here. They just got to do way more promotion, because it seems like it's at an echo chamber where the people who are a part of it love Anthony. They really love what Dave has brought in the past couple of years. They loved Artie. They came over and stayed. They followed Kevin. They followed Malice and everybody else. But I think what they need to do is they need to put more content out there, and they really need to get Anthony showcasing him as who he is. Anthony of the Opie and Anthony show, him doing Alex Jones again, him doing all this, because then when it ends up, you're just preaching to the converted over and over again. He's just, I love it, but he's just preaching to us. You need to get more people that are going to really bite. And that's the whole thing with the Patreon stuff, is that when people do Patreon only, I'm like, well, then you're limiting your core audience. You're limiting to your core audience, and you're kind of cutting out your potential audience unless you're doing a lot more promotion.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a shitty part, which is stupid, but they've also sort of acquired, which I don't agree with, but just through like mainstream media and stuff, they kind of have a scarlet letter at this point, as far as content is concerned. So a lot of people don't want to touch them, which is stupid, I think. And especially just from controversy in the past, I think that there's a lot of people don't want to dive into that, and that's harder for them to spread to get to a bigger audience than their core audience that they have right now.
I think a lot of it comes from the basis of the whole thing, and that the whole thing is Anthony just wants to do his own thing and get out
exactly. He's not looking to be,
and got more power to him, but I don't think Anthony cares about doing any more promotion or doing this show. He kind of just doing what he wants to do, and I think that may come at the expense of the network in a way, and some of the other shows, because he doesn't promote it more, because he doesn't give a shit. He gets in, gets out, and God bless him. But some of the other people on the network and shows, it could help them by him promoting himself more and getting more eyes on the network, which you get more eyes on them. I
mean, their status quo seems to be working.
Yeah, that's pretty much
status quo.
Yeah, they're pretty much at or close to their ceiling, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with everything Tony said, and I agree with everything Jim said. They should promote and do this, that, and the other, but Anthony doesn't give a fuck, and he shouldn't. He's got a bajillion dollars.
The only thing, like I said, though,
he's just chilling, having a good time, dude. It is what it is.
But it could affect the other people on the network. That's all I'm
saying. For sure,
the other
100%.
people on the network,
but it's his
all of them
thing.
would want more eyeballs.
It's his thing, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Exactly. It's not like he's a fucking union.
And it's up to E-Rock, too, because E-Rock knows radio. He kind of knows the trends, so it's almost like doing more stuff. I would say doing more stuff with other podcast networks and being a part of that. Like, I love the fact that Malice was doing Gas Digital and Compound.
Yeah.
Because they can kind of cross promote,
smart.
Expand that audience and everything. And like when Legion of Skanks, because Legion of Skanks has blown up since they were apart. People don't even remember that they were on Compound.
I know.
Yeah.
One time.
A lot of people don't even know that.
So it's almost like they have to try to find a way to court new shows. Like I think when Keith brought Bill Schultz on, thinking that, there's going to be a lot of those Red Eye people. But the problem was Red Eye was a good show for its time, but Bill Schultz wasn't Red Eye. It was Gutfeld, and then Bill was down the road. That's no offense to, because I like Bill. He is who he is, but Bill's not going to bring a massive audience in anymore. It's just it is what it is right now. So it's almost like they have to find a way to get I'm just using this as an example, but if they found a way to partner with Tom Segura or Bert Kreischer or somebody who's at a level, Andrew Schultz, where they can kind of promote the platform in that way, as opposed to, if you're fine with status quo, that's okay. But like you said, Paul, that you hit a ceiling and you kind of just go from there. You say, at some point you're going to have to look at the potential audience, and somebody like Gino and Aaron are just going to say, look, we got to spread our wings. We got to go. And who are you going to have to replace them?
Everybody who's gotten bigs left. Legion of Skanks, Gillis, Gavin. I'm sure I'm missing someone else. Anybody else? Malice just left.
I miss Malice. That was like,
man. I mean, it's just everyone who gets big leaves, and it same thing might happen with Gino and Aaron. They got lightning in a bottle.
Did you meet E-Rock yesterday?
No, he didn't come to work yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
Would he have kicked you out, you think?
No, I think he just saw a ski mask on the bill and decided to stay home.
Did you yeah, all right. Did you meet Kumia? Was Kumia there after?
We talked to Kumia for a minute at Sullivan's after.
Oh, nice.
Because he came up because we were sitting with Gino. and yeah, it was
see
real
Dave?
short-lived. Huh?
You see
No, I
Landau?
didn't see Dave. I was looking for him. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
But,
There's like that half-hour gap, right, between In Hot Water and
yeah. I mean, it was a pretty long show though. That In Hot Water yesterday.
Yeah, I watched
it was a good one.
thing. It was good.
But right after we finished, I left, walked out because I'd already talked. I was there like an hour early, talking to Steve about Big Al. We got to have him back on.
Steve.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get Big Al back on.
Fuck yeah, we got to get Big Al. That's like the best moment.
We got to get
Ski
Conti and Big Al back at the same
I
time.
still think we need to go to AC and just sit in the limo with Big Al and ride
We'll do
around.
that.
Let's hit up
after the
Victor.
new year.
So let's see if Victor can get a room.
I already set it up with Victor. After the new year, we're in.
All right.
Nice.
I can't do it till after the new year. That's why,
man, dude. Just let me know. What are we in November?
We'll do a Friday through Sunday. Pick a weekend. We'll do Friday through Sunday.
No, just pick a
ride
weekend
around
in
with Big Al.
January. That's not the beginning of the month because that's my son's birthday. The first few days.
Oh, you're so selfish.
Fuck you, faggot. Just take a weekend. Let me know in advance, and I'll fucking make my bet because that would rule so hard to do the four
You
of
could
us.
celebrate his birthday any week. You could only do a record a podcast in
Right.
a limo.
Yeah, with a fucking.
He won't know. He won't know
With
what
a
day it is.
delusional Italian fucking livery driver in Atlantic City.
Yeah, making history, dude.
Yeah, my son's first birthday or chilling.
He won't
on Big
know.
Al's
He won't. He's not going to
fucking
remember.
back seat.
He's not going
That's
to
right.
remember.
That's a great point. These are the birthdays to skip. The ones down the road, you got to be.
The ones the ones down the road, you got to plan. You got to blow up balloons and all
I
that.
agree, boys, but
much.
you got to have photo evidence, or else he turns into like a gay
All right,
kid. Or
everybody's got a
something.
smartphone in their pocket. Just snap a couple pictures and be on your way.
Yeah, you got to have photo evidence, or it's like my dad didn't love me. I think I'm a girl now. You know, something like that will happen. So
Okay, so we were talking about Compound. Favorite Compound guests and favorite MLC guests.
ooh, give me a sec. Someone else go if I can think of someone.
Because I'll go first because
Yeah.
I said this to Ski Mask when I was on last time that I love MLC when it's not the Attels and the Keith Robinsons. I like the two tire twats and
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I liked when just having like even Ken Mosca was a better guest than Tom Cassidy.
Yeah, Ken makes me laugh, especially lately, man. When he's roasting the shit out of Kevin, it's so fun.
Again, he knows how to piss off Kevin. That's the whole show. You got to understand that's the fucking show.
All right.
Yeah, and for that reason, I guess it's somewhere in between. It's certainly not a big name, but it's also not. But I have to say, I do like when Gino is on because he knows the show is getting Kevin going. So. Yeah, I think that was the longest MLC ever, right? I think they went 2.5 hours that one time.
And that's because that's why I like Chad on there because Chad. See, I'm gonna break the fourth wall right now. Is that Chad knows how to piss Kevin off, and the thing is, he knows how to piss the listeners off, and that's what he's trying to do. What he's doing is it's Kevin's show, and I'm going to put a ball on the tee right now, and it's Kevin's job to hit the ball out of the park. It's not Chad's job to try to always one-up Kevin. And that's what the best guests on MLC do, is that
they just feed him.
You realize it's Kevin's show and you're a part of the universe. And that's what Brian didn't understand is Brian's not the star of the show. Brian is a whack packer. Brian is Beetlejuice. Brian is Gary the Retard. Brian is high-pitch Eric. That's all
Ira the Weatherman.
Ira.
Yeah, so like when you're in that world, that's what works, especially for MLC, is that you need to have people who get the show, and that's why I liked when you guys were on there.
Order delivered.
It was on there. It was just because you get the show and you know what Kevin's likes and dislikes, because he's at the point where you make it good for the audience, and every now and then, if Bill Burr's in town says, "All right, I guess I'll do the podcast," I'm fine with that. But then having just booking comics for the sake of booking comics, I can't.
Yeah.
That's what Gavin stopped doing. When Gavin was doing his show, he had a lot of comics on there, and he's just like, the comics are just not bringing anything. They're just there. They're just
a lot of them are just thin-skinned douchebags. Trust me, there's a shitload of great ones that we know or talk to or listen to or are fans of, but there's a lot. Most of them suck, dude. You know what I mean? If you just bring on comic. I mean, we've had a few where I'm like, man, this guy fucking stinks, dude. You know what I mean?
Well, think about what a comic is.
Name names, Paul.
Huh?
Think about what.
I can't even remember right now. I can't remember the guy's name. He was a nice guy. He just sucked. What was his name? I literally can't even remember it. It was me, you, and
Sagalow.
Well, that's never new.
Oh, I wasn't even around for Brendan Sagalow. It was before me. Fuck, what was his name, Ski?
I don't know. I
got in a fight with over COVID.
Oh,
I like that guy.
Ralph DeVito.
Ralph DeVito. Right? What was it?
You know why I liked him, Paul? He brought a different perspective.
He was
right.
He
It goes back to what Tony's saying, you dumb fucking masshole.
Exactly. He was great. He was fine. He was a nice guy. I get nothing against him. I just think he's a little bit of a fag when he was on. Like
that's fine.
But he was a good guy. Like, you know what I mean? He just wouldn't be my first choice of pet. But like Jim said, that might be good for the show sometimes to have something different instead of just yes men all the time agreeing with each other.
You know, one of my favorite burning bridges is when I think it was a pre-tape and Kevin had Bill Schultz on there and spent the whole hour saying Bill's gay. And it was a great show.
That is a great show.
I want them to patch up their differences and do a show. Just have Bill on as a guest and Kevin can call the fag all he wants.
I agree, Tony. I think the next, and I'll take it one further. I think the next live event should be a sidekick type reunion show.
That would be so sick.
Do it all live. You'll sell it out easy. You'll get the whatever, because you get Bill Schultz, you get Brian, you can get Jimmy, you can get the
Chad, you get Tom Cassidy, you get everybody but Lenny. I think.
Yes,
Lenny will never go. Do it. He will never go, but everybody else.
Leslie Jones breaks down the doors and just dragging Lenny in there.
He just drags Lenny to the top of the Empire State Building.
You're gonna go to this. But yeah, Gary Goldman just comes popping in.
Oh, yeah, Gary wouldn't go.
Tony said it first. No,
I didn't hear
Leslie Jones.
No, but back to Tony's point, I like Florentine on MLC. I think those are funny shows.
Florentine's great, man.
When Kevin's just ranting, and Florentine's like, "Really?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
What's your problem?
Like, why are you mad about that? Like, what's wrong with that?"
But yeah, for a guy, Florentine, his thing is. Go ahead, Tony.
You know, Florentine's a massive MLC fan. He listens all the time. He's a Patreon subscriber, so he gets it. Like he like I said, he turned me on to them. He's just like, Kevin's fucking great. His podcast is so much full of rage. I fucking love it.
He always talks about how he doesn't like how Kevin says ghosted all the time on his podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for a guy whose thing is like, I'm gonna bitch about a lot of shit. When he's on Kevin's show, he's just like, yeah, why are you so mad, Kev? You know, he plays.
Well, Kevin out bitches him.
He reacts to Kevin like a child therapist reacts to a kid, like touching his sister.
Well, why does that make you feel that way, Kevin?
Exactly. I'll give you another one. Barry Ribs. I love when Barry Ribs.
Those are good. Those are really good.
Oh yeah.
But for the same reason, Tony, because it pisses Kevin off.
Yeah, because Barry just brings nothing, and
right.
You know, comics will bring nothing, and like him bringing nothing brings everything.
Shut up, Barry.
Because he just he'll sit there and say, like they'll say like you know, hey Barry, like when Brian would say, Barry, when was the last time you got laid? Like, yo, Brian, you know, you shouldn't ask me those questions, yo. And then Kevin's like, what do you think this is? What do you think this is? Fucking church? And that was what was great about it. So I love when Barry's on there. You know, he's a real.
That was one of my favorite moments.
No
on this
comment.
Show. We had Barry on, and I was trying to interview him, and I'm asking him questions. And he's like, I don't like any of these questions. And Kevin was on too. He's like, Barry, what the fuck do you want for the show? Like, you got to answer the questions. What do you mean better questions? He's asking you everything. I was like, oh, yes.
He's the man in person too, dude. Meeting him at Mead's house, he's the same.
Dude, Barry's a fun hang. Barry's a fun
good hang.
He doesn't skip a beat.
Barry can hang too. Let me tell you, Barry can hang. He can still hang.
Once you get a couple Chardonnays in him, though, he's
sitting down on
top of a joint.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Seeing
that
Barry
old
Ribs,
Jew all riled up.
Seeing Barry Ribs shit faced at like 7 p.m. I was on Chrissy's stream, and he's like, "Am I done here? They're doing cocaine inside." It's like,
he's in the background watching porn on his phone.
Yeah, he's so good, dude.
How was the alleged Larry Bea cocaine?
I don't know. Comment.
He gets it from me.
Gets it from me. No comment.
No comment. Classic.
No comment.
I had a lot of drug dealers offer me coke in Times Square last night, right in front of cops too. Place is fucking chaos, dude.
It's taxi driver in there now.
No, it's like
when did you move? When did you move to
September 15th? I moved up here, but that was my first time. to New York since then. And
but you're in Connecticut though, right?
Yeah. Away from the fucking city. I'm glad too. I thought that place was cool. The first time I went during the daytime, I stayed the night there last night. This place is fucking miserable. There's nothing to do. I got a room in Times Square for $90. Nice room.
Well, now they just impose you can't even be on the streets after 10.
Dude, there was nothing going on in the streets after 10 except coke dealers, prostitutes, and guys on dirt bikes doing wheelies down the street. And there's cops everywhere, but they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
New York's back.
It's fucking brutal.
They're back, baby.
Yeah,
all I wanted was some fucking ice cream, and you can't even get a sweet treat anywhere, but you can get fucking coke.
It's like the Warriors again.
Yeah. Last second losses to Nick Folk and the Pats. The Jets are back, baby.
Yeah. Who cares? Well, whatever. We get a better pick than you.
That's fine.
Fuck you.
Keep it 0-9.
Yeah, COVID only comes out after 10 p.m. in New York, so the COVID ghosts come out at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I know.
Our bars got shut down here in Ohio, and our bars at 9:50. Well, the governor spoke tonight, and he's wagging his finger, saying that if things don't shape up by next week, we're gonna have to close the bars, restaurants, and gyms. I'm like, oh, you mean the 3 places I only go to?
Yeah,
it's so funny to me because everything's closed,
anyone goes to.
but everybody's still getting together in the fucking streets. What's the difference?
Right.
You know,
it's complete bullshit.
There's nothing to do.
Just give it up. Just got to give it up, but they never will.
Just fucking open everything. Open.
Especially when we've had these comedy shows. Like we had Landau in town just the other day. And the problem is the last call is at 9:50. And so you can't order drinks after 10 o'clock. And you have to finish your alcohol. It could be a bottle of wine or it could be a beer by 11 o'clock, or they take it off of your table. So Dave goes on. It's a 9:30 show. So, you know, you have the host and the maybe a guest set and a feature. By the time Dave's on stage, those people that would normally be like, yeah, let me get one more beer. They're saying, let me get one more pitcher. So by the time the headliner's about halfway through his set, people are shit-faced, which could be interesting or it could be awful, or it could be both.
That's an interesting take. That's a good point.
I don't know what's worse, like that, or if they stop serving right in the middle of his set and people start getting antsy. You know, because normally when people stop getting served drinks, they want to go, they want a cigarette, whatever.
Yeah, it's like a pacifier.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
But
I have to say, shout out to Vinny Brand. His Stress Factory is doing a good job. That was good when we were up there.
That was fun. Yeah. Everything, it seemed normal in there to me. You know, just wasn't packed. That's it. I mean, everything was fine. There was there wasn't people up your ass like the mask, like all the time. Relax with that shit. I'm on the train today.
Shout out to Vinny Brand's daughter.
Holy shit. Shout out to Comedy
This guy gets it.
In Providence too, same thing. Just not packed, but you know, open. No one really gives a fuck. Not taking beers up your table at 11 on the button. They're cool down there too.
Finish your beer by 11, you pussies.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. They do that at a strip club.
Now you get COVID in if you don't.
Yeah, dude, you'll get COVID. No one's coughing, no one's sneezing. I'll stick by my fucking statement.
I told you this when I first met you, Ski. This goes back a lot. I said this in March, bro. I was tip of the spear on all of this.
Tip of the spear.
Tip of the spear.
Paul Fens.
Paul Jones.
Look, I never washed my hands more.
Not to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so.
No, I'm no believer. I never started. I never used
I'm just saying
sanitizer. You won't see me
thousands and thousands of listeners of this.
Yeah, we got thousands.
Ahead of the curve.
Millions.
Tony, do you have anything you'd like to plug to our thousands and thousands of listeners?
Yes, I'd like to plug Karen Feehan's ass.
Get in line.
Is she back on OnlyFans? I saw that her hair-lip boyfriend, they broke up again.
when she was on,
we had her on recently.
We told her she should open it up again, and she said she was thinking about it. That she took it down because of the hair-lip boyfriend, which makes sense.
Because of him, and not the people who've leaked them onto Pornhub.
I would assume it was him. I mean, she said she was making she alluded to like over $100,000 in 4 months. So let's say 30 G's a month. I would assume it's the boyfriend and not the Pornhub.
I remember I didn't even ask for him, and Joe Exotic just sent me every single one of them in my inbox. I was like, thanks, but I didn't even what? He was like, hey, send me the link to your Patreon video. And I was like, all right, you know, whatever. And then he sent me all the photos like as a bribe, and I was like, just have the fucking link. I just have to fucking.
Hey, here's these free pictures of Karen's butthole. Can I have a fucking Patreon? Like,
yeah, I'm like, thanks, but I mean, she's a hoe, dude. I don't need to. Like, she looks like
pay
every
the
stripper.
$2.
Just pay the fucking $2. Don't be a
Patreon.com/SkiMaskCollective.
Yeah, that one. Get over there now. Donate. Since you can't.
Tony, do you actually want to plug anything?
Yeah, I have a podcast coming out 2 weeks from today. It's called Check My Brain. I interview comics, musicians. I talk a lot of old sports, not current, because I hate current sports, but I like old school, like baseball, football. I've been watching all those, like A Football Life and baseball seasons and stuff. Not from the current one. I actually watched more of the 1992 baseball season than I did the 2020 season. So,
yeah, I feel you on that.
2 weeks from today, and follow me on Twitter at Tony Mazur, and I'm on Instagram and all the other horse shit too.
Nice.
These
fellas have a sports show. If you guys ever want to conjugate together.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get them on the list.
Thursday, we'll record our first all 3 in-person show and give each other COVID.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
You guys blow each other in the garage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do it from a shower.
Nice. Yeah, dude. You guys should recreate the shower scene on Sports Mask Collective.
We'll do it. We'll
get
get
the
that
biggest
done.
dick too.
Yeah, do piece measurements.
Just relax, Paul. It's a sports show. Sports Mask Collective. We're recording tomorrow at 6 or 7
from the locker room.
It'll be out from the locker room.
Yeah,
that's good.
From the bathhouse.
Tony, thanks again, man. Always love your entertainment on here as an MLC fan, diehard. What a coincidence!
Thank you.
You came on, after all this breaking drama news coming out, right?
Yeah, and I don't know when the time frame when Chad can actually speak on this stuff and whatever's going to happen with him, but I hope he tells the story because he's, it's. I would like to, but I don't want to. Like, hey, I was listening to this Ski Mask Collective. And,
no, exactly.
Telling the story, like, yeah, fuck it.
You'll look back, and he'll look back and be glad that he didn't say anything.
Yeah, we don't want to be on a transcript.
Just trust me on that. You'll be glad, like nothing was said before.
What a Shyamalan twist! If one of the 35 charges was SMC Patreon.
Oh my god!
Wow, we got to go through those.
Any
$2 charges?
I won't get a chance to be featuring for Chad anymore because see, the one thing is Chad does.
Wait, how do you feature for a feature, Tony?
Well, see, that's how bad I am as a comic. Apparently, is that Chad's one of these guys that like he'll be called into a comedy club to do Wednesday, Thursday to headline, and then he features for somebody else Friday, Saturday, and he'll do Sunday. Well, when Chad is headlining, then I'm the feature act, or I'm brought in to host or something. So
gotcha.
You'll be headlining Side Splitters this time next year. Tony Mazur, everybody.
Yep. I'll be. Let's see. Well, I mean, God.
Statute of limitations usually 7 years, Tony. So maybe by then.
I'm gonna put out a comedy album pretty soon, and it's just going to be about 30 seconds longer than Tom Cassidy's feature act album.
Shout out, Tom.
Who is a feature act who records your set and puts an album out? I mean, I don't know Tom, and he might be a nice guy or whatever. He might be an asshole, but at least Chad headlines. I mean, what Tom did was he recorded a set when he was featuring at New York Comedy Club or something?
That was wild.
You don't do that. Like,
have you heard it, Stancil? Was it any good?
Yeah, I got it. I support it. I'm a good egg. It was funny, but it was 25 minutes.
Who was the headliner?
Oh, yeah. Who went after him?
I don't know.
Yeah. I want to know who that was, and I want to ask them about the situation. See if they were a little ticked off when he had to wait to go up because the guy was cleaning up recording gear.
Fucking Chris Kattan, dude.
Yeah.
Tony, do you align yourself with the beautiful boys? Do you consider yourself a beautiful boy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good egg.
I'm part of I'm part of Kevin's beautiful boys.
Stand by.
Not enough where I can actually,
stand by.
Not enough where I'm actually buying T-shirts though.
Stand down, stand by. That's all. Beautiful boys.
It's all right. We know you're a beautiful.
We're waiting. We'll be mobilized soon enough.
Yes, Kevin's beautiful boys. Kevin's beautiful boys will mobilize and take full attack of the city. All right. Listen, probably another show this weekend. If not, I think me and Mead will take on a guest Monday. Us two. It'll be fun. Keep the chaos down a little bit. One show, one of these guys a week, and the other one all 4. Why not? Let's change it up a little bit. And
yeah.
as far as that, skimaskcollective.com, go there for all the new merch. We're going to have, what are we going to have? Lock 'em up shirts out tonight?
Dude, get a Lock 'em up shirt. And Offensive's got some big guests coming up. There hasn't been one in a week and a half.
All right. Fenzi, you doing one tomorrow?
We're going for, maybe we're going for quality, not quantity on the Offensive. You know what I'm saying? Not to dog anybody, but I like to have some nice guests.
All right. No bong rips before that podcast. You got to be on the A game.
Bro, I was on my A game when I was high as fuck. We talking about Chrissy? We ripped an hour and 30, dude.
I know.
Don't even tell me I wasn't on my A game. You go, oh, whatever, this, that, and the other. Fuck you, dude.
Hey, bro. Just saying.
Statistics.
Hey, bro.
Can we get fuck you, dude, Fens shirts?
Yeah, dude. Can we get Finn's face?
We need Torelli to come up with one. A fuck you, dude.
Fens I need a shirt, bro. I need to buy a shirt with my face on it so I can be as fucking what's the word? Hubrical.
Yeah.
Stancil. Let's go with
Way to go, Massachusetts person.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Hubrical.
All right, guys, take it easy. Enjoy your McDonald's. Enjoy your wine. We'll see you soon.